Okay, today I want to bring you one of Dostoyevsky's best stories. It can be best identified as the greatest Friendzone novel of all time. I don't really want to say any more about the plot. I don't want to spoil the ending, but what I'm talking about is White Nights. The thing about Dostoyevsky is he's a very interesting man, very interesting character. And to sum up Dostoyevsky perfectly would to be explain his life. Every time he needed to write a story, he would gamble away all of the money he had so that he was forced to write something, and he was really put up against the clock. Dostoyevsky would also be on the subway. He'd be walking around the streets of Russia chanting the words that he was going to use in the dialogue. So there was probably a lot of people who didn't know who he was, who thought he was an absolute madman. If you read Notes from the Underground, that is pure schizophrenia, and it is amazing, and I love it. And that's another great story as well. But this novel is very short, very sweet, something that you could finish within a night, something you could finish very, very quickly, and it's very beautifully written, and it's a side of Dostoevsky you don't see often. Dostoyevsky lived in a very, very tough world. He had an experience where basically he was a political prisoner, and there was a series of executions, and right before he was about to be executed, he basically was pardoned because they had basically, done away with enough people so that the message was across that don't cross this government, don't cross us. And after Dostoyevsky experienced this near-death experience, basically he just made it a vow to make the most of his life. And boy, he did that. He wrote a bunch of novels that are pretty much this length. This is The Idiot. It's something I really want to pick up soon. And Crime and Punishment is also a similar length. The Brother Karamazov is seen as his best work. It's also very, very long. It's very hard to find something by Dostoyevsky that's short, that is sweet, that is positive, because he has a very, very unique style. It's very much his own. Things rarely wrap up in a bow from what I've seen, and that's why I'm really urging you to pick this up, because this is perhaps his most approachable thing that I've ever read. It's very, very interesting. It's very poetic. It has some great ideas. Dostoyevsky, he basically says that having loved you for one moment is enough love for me in my life. I can die happy now. So it's something along the lines of that, and it's just a beautiful sentiment. The story basically centers around a hopeless romantic who meets a girl, and things ensue. I'm not going to give away the ending, but basically half of the book is him professing love for someone that he just met, and it's really like a sweet book, but at the end it has a bittersweet ending, and I really, really urge you to pick this book up, because there's just something about Dostoyevsky's style put into this story with just the scenario around it that you're going to love it. And I know this is a story that recently blew up on TikTok for some unknown reason. It's just so funny. I really want you to read this story, because I think everyone should at some point read Dostoyevsky, and what better way than to get into this just weird, funny tale that everyone will love. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the support. I will link this in the description. Dostoyevsky died so long ago that I'm sure all of his things are in print, for free probably somewhere. They're either at the library or they're online, or you can get this for very cheap. I think I got this book for $4 on Amazon, so I will link this at the end. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.